Here's a photo from the scene at 10th and Phillips in Sioux Falls. Crews in Sioux Falls are working to get 2 people out of this building that collapsed. Hi, I'm Kealey Bultena with South Dakota Public Broadcasting. I'm at 10th Street and Phillips Avenue in Sioux Falls. You can see right behind me there are Sioux Falls Fire Rescue and Sioux Falls police crews. They are using chainsaws to cut different parts of a building that collapsed earlier this morning on Friday. We believe 2 people are inside. The authorities say one is an occupant and another one is a worker on the building that was being renovated. We'll keep you updated. We don't have statuses on them right now.
With SDPB Radio News, I'm Chris Lawfrey. A building in downtown Sioux Falls that once housed the Copper Lounge collapsed this morning. South Dakota Public Broadcasting's Kealey Bultena is on scene. Hi, Kealey. What can you tell us?
Hey, Chris. So we got an update from officials just about 30 minutes ago, and they anticipate that there are 2 people inside the building. They believe one is a worker, and they believe another is an occupant of the building. They say they have been in contact with the occupant, but they can't give us the status of either of those people. And so right now they're just working to clear the debris to get to those 2 people who are inside.
When you say they're working, what can you see? What are they doing to expedite this?
I'm standing kitty corner to the 10th and Phillips Avenue from the building, and the entire side of the building is gone. You can see through both sides of the building. The other side is too. And the structure is kind of collapsed. You can see different wood panels from the different studs in the building. There are air conditioning units and other heating, like big elements, in addition to just piles of what looks like bricks and boards. Fire rescue crews have kind of mounted on top of that pile, and they're working through this here. They've used chainsaws to try to cut some of the boards and toss them into piles. There are fire trucks all over the place. There's one with its ladder extended all the way up, and 2 firefighters atop that ladder hanging over the building. And that's in addition to all of the debris that's on the street on 12th Street. There's a car that it collapsed on. So it's quite a mess up here.
Is it pretty safe to say that that these people are okay? Have they been in contact with these people? Can you tell us anything like that?
Sioux Falls officials say they have contacted one person. Now, that was as of our last update about half an hour ago. They said they're going to try to update us every half an hour, but that hasn't happened again yet.
Now,
so that means the latest information I have is that they have contacted one of them, they had not contacted the other, and they believed that it was 2 people.
I would assume, Kealey, that area is closed off to the public.
It is closed off to the public. There are some people who are watching here. Police and the city officials say, please stay away. 12th Street is going to be closed for sure tonight. They said maybe even tomorrow. So don't anticipate that you're going to be able to get through this area or even swing by just to look. Crews are busy. They're working. They're trying to help people. And they just would prefer, if you don't have a reason to be here, to stay out of the way.
South Dakota Public Broadcasting's Kealey Bultena on the scene of a collapsed building in downtown Sioux Falls. More from Kealey later. Kealey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We have a rough idea where that person's at. It's just taking us some time now, just because of the amount of debris, and he was lower.
Can you give us an update again on the female victim?
We're just taking a methodical approach to get to her, and it's just taking us more time. They did shut down all the vehicles, shut down all the trucks so you could listen to try and make sure that they're right where she is.
The fire chief said the construction worker was tapping earlier in the day, but they have not heard that in a while. Rescue crews just moved a big chimney. Now they are back to using chainsaws and tossing large boards to get to people trapped inside. Here's a quick update from 10th and Phillips in downtown Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls authorities say that they are still talking with the woman. They are still working to get her out. They can't give us a timeline, but they say it's going to happen soon. And they brought in different kinds of heavy equipment so that they can start cleaning up the area and moving debris out of the way so that they can aid in the rescue effort. That's what we know for now. We'll try to keep you updated.
One woman is alive after being trapped in a collapsed building in Sioux Falls, and crews are searching for a man they believe is underneath the rubble. The building used to be home to the Copper Lounge. It was under construction and included business and living spaces. South Dakota Public Broadcasting's Kealey Bultena was at the scene in Sioux Falls and has the latest on the search and rescue.
The intersection of 10th Street and Phillips Avenue usually hums with the sound of traffic. Now it rumbles as a payloader scratches the pavement and a bobcat scrapes boards and broken materials into piles. Machines tow a car from underneath bricks that tumbled down when a building collapsed. Christopher Reistroffer lives nearby. He says it began Friday morning in one unsettling moment.
I was in the middle of my loft editing, and I heard this very loud boom noise. It was very startling. It wasn't a lot of different noises, just one loud, impactful boom.
Reistroffer heard a building fall. Hours pass. Debris pushes into the street. Electrical wires and plumbing string together fractured studs of what used to be walls. A toilet hangs over the rubble, a bathroom suspended above rescue crews searching for 2 people below. Crews pull a dog from the wreckage. Milo survives. Then they gather more responders, pass a back brace up the pile, and soon carry a woman across the debris. Her legs are hurt, but she's alive. Rescue crews have little time to celebrate. They send the 22-year-old to the hospital and resume clearing debris. They use cameras to snake through the ruins and a scent dog to try to find a man still missing. They heard him tapping in the morning, but it's been hours since they had any contact with him. Crews are taking shifts in the cold for safety. Engineers are on site because both sides of the building collapsed and may threaten nearby structures. Regan Smith is the emergency manager for Sioux Falls. He says engineers are gauging the stability of the area, including nearby businesses.
The old Kealey's building, that south wall is definitely compromised, and our structural technicians are watching that and watching it change, and our safety officers as well.
Smith says agencies are coordinating their work to keep first responders out of danger as they work to save others. The area near the collapse in downtown Sioux Falls is blocked off. The building was originally constructed in 1916 and was under planned renovation. Authorities say they can't speculate on what caused the collapse. For South Dakota Public Broadcasting, I'm Kealey Bultena in Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls search and rescue crews recovered the body of a man trapped in a collapsed building. Fire Rescue Chief Jim Sedaris says crews found the body in a void just before 6 p.m. Friday. The frenzy in downtown Sioux Falls slowed as rescue efforts changed to recovery work. Firefighters stood unmoving near a response vehicle. They watched silently as several of their colleagues worked calmly digging through the rubble pile and eventually removing a man's body from the wreckage. Fire Chief Jim Sedaris says search crews narrowed down the area where they hoped to find the man, and they used scent dogs. He says the structure collapsed around the man, and he died.
Well, we're always hoping for the best, plan for the worst, and we kind of deal the cards that were dealt. And this just wasn't, we were hoping for the best, and it just didn't work out. So our firefighters give it their all. They're trying as much as they could, and this isn't quite the ending we wanted to have.
Earlier in the day, crews located and rescued a 22-year-old woman from underneath the rubble. She lived in a home above the commercial space on ground level, which was under construction. For South Dakota Public Broadcasting, I'm Kealey Bultena in Sioux Falls.